Hey everybody, this is Perch, and I'm reviewing the brand new Justice League. Well, technically it's issue 59, and thank you, DC, for not renumbering it to brand new issue number 1, issue 59. And as one more positive thing, because I want to get this stuff out ahead of time, I really, really like the new branding DC's doing in the upper left-hand corner with their logo and the color scheme that they have going on, the very clear number. They could the font is it could use a little bit of I don't know, sizing. It gets a little muddled, but that's on specifically the number, just to make it pop a little bit clearer on the stands. But I like the logo that they're using, so you have the books that you can quickly sort by that, and then the names underneath. It's good. That's a very well done thing. I like it. The traditionalist in me, of course, loves the old corner boxes that they had in the 80s and the 90s. But this is a good redesign, so I'm for it. This is Justice League, and of course, this is written by Michael Bendis. He's hopped over from his work on Superman to managing the flagship book of DC. Of course, we also have a big Justice League week ahead of us with Zack Snyder's cut that HBO Max and AT&T are promoting quite heavily. So there you go. Do these things line up? Not at all, but that's fine. I mean, what do you expect? But we also have a backup story here with Ram V featuring Justice League Dark, and that one's quite good. I like that story. It's some good stuff. But let's talk about this issue here. So what's interesting is before I started reading this comic, I'd seen a couple shots. I had in my head that I was going to probably like it, or at least appreciate it more than some of Bendis's other DC stuff. Here's my logic that I was thinking. Bendis, when he came in and started fresh with the team, with the Avengers, he had a good couple years. People can deny history and what happened all they want, but when he first started on New Avengers and did the whole disassembled business and kind of built things back up, it was a very strong seller. People like it. They found it new and original and a different take on a team, and it worked. It worked. People were up for it. His DC work has been odd. He was a victim of kind of, I think, some overhype with Superman, and then a victim of overbooks. He was doing, I don't know, at least 5 books plus more at times, all simultaneously, and that seemed to be just too much. And so he hasn't really had his chance to shine. And I was thinking, maybe this is going to be a better fit for him. Justice League, get some iconic characters. Let's see how it goes. I'll bet I like this one better. That was my thinking going into this. So that was not the case. So we get into this, and unfortunately, the book reads like kind of a greatest hits of all of Bendis's typical tropes. We have a number of kind of captions here with some very Bendis-y dialogue of what works, what doesn't work. I'm reminded of that scene from New Avengers where Iron Man's talking to Captain America about building a new team and having a different mandate, and they need to see us. And it's recycled. I mean, just to be blunt, a lot of this stuff is recycled, and unfortunately, it's not only something you've heard before where it comes to him, it's also something that doesn't fit as well. It's recycled and it doesn't fit this universe. He gets this on his very first page. He manages to point out, I think that's why I like Clark revealing himself as Superman. People like him more now. They always liked him. But now people feel more relaxed around him now. They relate to him. They feel closer. People feel they understand him more. And it's hard not to read this and think, you arrogant guy. I mean, you're basically patting yourself on the back for your own book, for what you did in Superman, and I people like him more now. It's just a weird take, and it definitely reminds me of the work that was done in the Avengers, which again I think he's good at, and it feels repurposed and recategorized for here. So anyway. It was a bad first step. I open this up, I read this, and I'm like, well, this just sounds like you're promoting what you did, which he is. So we head on over to Kahndaq and Black Adam here. There is no Shazadam. anywhere to be found anywhere. So just rolling that out there. I saw that Bleeding Cool actually put out an article where they photoshopped Shazadam into one of the word bubbles just to kind of keep the joke going, but it's clear at this point that was outrage bait. So Black Adam is having kind of a little dialogue with one of the residents there. He seems troubled. He's drawn with a pensive look on his face, and just as he's kind of relating to the kids, to the peeps, in comes a mysterious villain from another dimension who's a quirky talker. It's again another recycled. It's hard not to feel that this is not recycled from what he did immediately out the gate with Superman. So this time, our mysterious demon space alien villain thing talks like Joss Whedon. So did that look weird? Because man, did it feel weird. Oh wow, smells fantastic here. Anyway, it's smart talking demon guy, alien demon person. So immediately they get into a fight, and they just start punching each other, and we get dialogue like, "That's some power you're flexing," and who doesn't love a smart talking space alien villain? So anyway, they have a little brawl, and just as the two are trading punches, in comes the Justice League, kind of sounding pretty douchey. Superman's in here with the Justice League can take from here. And then waste time with this villain by saying, "Stranger, Black Adam may not be an ideal ambassador to the world." Just like, dude, this space alien monster is destroying this town full of civilians. We see little shadows of people these two are just demolishing the whole city, and Superman's in there like, "Let me throw some shade at Black Adam while we're involved in all this." So the villain kind of leaps at Superman and goes, "I'll keep it simple. All this is mine now." And Superman's like, "Oh, too bad." And he again decides to throw some more shade at Black Adam. Then this villain is kind of thrown toward the water. Aquaman attacks him with a tidal wave of sharks, and he actually calls it, "Yeah, normally I'd never wall of shark on a stranger, but anyone who can toss around Black Adam, I'm not taking any." So anyway, Aquaman gets to have a splash page of wall of sharks, because sure. But it doesn't really work, and Hot Girl has to come in, and she manages to do more damage on him because she's got the nth metal, and also all the female characters get overpowered when Bendis writes books. The nth metal causes a weird kind of reaction, and the villain scampers after saying the battle stick is made out of some stuff. I see that now. He says, you know what? I was clearly ill-prepared for this. I see that now, so pause. So that's, again, maybe I'm just in the wrong mood. This dialogue it's like nails on a chalkboard. So the villain escapes. And Superman kind of craps on Black Adam a little bit more, and then they fly off, and Superman's left looking pensive, like Black Adam is looking pensive, and they look at each other pensively, and at some point there will be a kiss. And no, they won't go in that direction. But anyway, Superman's like, maybe Black Adam's not so bad, and Black Adam's like, maybe I should team up with the superheroes. And anyway, so we move over to the Hall of Justice. And we get a return of another old trope. We get the character introductions with the subtext. Green Arrow, insanely wealthy archer extraordinaire, and Black Canary, sonic scream warrior. And they're basically, Green Arrow is walking and talking, and he's basically saying, do we do enough? I don't think we do enough. We need to do more. We need to deliver more justice, and we're not delivering on the full promise of all the justice that we could be providing. And we need to get new voices in here, some disruption, some dissent. Which again, if you read, New Avengers when that was kicked off, this was a big premise, and actually those are pretty much the exact same words Tony Stark used in that comic, and then he kind of used them again for Mighty Avengers. So this is a sort of a copy of a copy of a copy, and I'm curious if people hadn't read those other comics, does this come off as new and fresh or not? But anyway, it's a lot of the same kind of stuff. So they're talking about more justice, more everything. And then we say, hey, you know, the visitor, the alien, there's an exact match to this energy signature, because energy signature, you always sniff out the energy signatures, and the exact match is Naomi. So we skip over to Oregon, where Naomi is kind of hanging out, kind of showing her buddies that she can jump off a cliff, and Black Adam shows up and wants a word, and that's our first issue. So a lot you've seen here before. That's kind of the challenge here. We get this cover image of our new Justice League as it will begin to form. Hippolyta does not make an appearance here. Naomi just at the end. The rest of the Justice League do. We do see a symbol for Green Lantern, but there is no Green Lantern on this team. And the Flash is hanging around, but he's just like the guy who's hanging around the headquarters. I like the bold choice of having the Justice League cover with everyone in blackface. That's an interesting approach that DC has done here. But this issue is soft. It's lightweight. It doesn't have a lot of depth or complexity to it, so it just kind of hangs in there. It's short. All in all, I think it's 16 pages, so it's not long. It's a quick little read, and it's fine. But there's a lot. If you've read other Bendis work, you've read this comic. That's kind of the takeaway here. It's very much on form, and we are going full on. Silly dialogue, with Green Arrow. By the way, as a rule, when Superman agrees with me, I don't care about anyone else. We'll see. We'll see how that holds up over a couple more issues. But, it is what it is, to use another Bendisism. David Marquez, his stuff's good here. Again, it seems pretty lightweight. I mean, the coloring is also kind of uninspired. Overall, it's here. The backup story is Justice League Dark, and this story is relatively quick. It features Merlin coming back, and then we get this this cutaway to Zatanna and John Constantine meeting up with Jason Blood. And there's a big threat, and some pretty cool stuff with Merlin in there. This comic tonally could not be more different from the rest of the issue, from the rest of Justice League. It's just a radical departure from what came before, and as a result, it feels like a schizophrenic comic of two very different comics in one. But a good story. Justice League Dark definitely should just be its own title. Ramvi is killing it right now and doing excellent work. So highly recommend that one. Can't really recommend the first comic, but I mean, if you're looking for kind of lightweight Saturday morning cartoon Justice League with all of Bendis' standard tricks, then this is for you. If you like Bendis, you'll probably like this. I think that's what it comes down to. Definitely a lot lighter. We've moved away from all the crazy high concepts that Scott Snyder was doing when he was on this book, and we're down to quirky words and villains who crack jokes. So there you have it. Did you read this issue? Are you going to read this issue? And are you excited to read this issue? Let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and thanks for listening.